Hey bikers, thanks for tuning in to Biker Man. Today I'm revisiting a trail that I visited last year and was just sort of meh on the first time around. Stay tuned to see if this second chance changes my first impression. Thanks again for tuning in, bikers. As you can see, this was a beautiful morning of riding. And the trail that I'm actually seeking out today is called the Bluebonnet Trail in Plano, Texas. And I had done a video on this last year and kind of had a mixed kind of feeling about it. But as you'll see, I think that my perspective has changed a little bit since then. So before we get to the Bluebonnet Trail, I'm passing through several parks that connect to it. This is called Bob Woodruff, and then I also connect to the Oak Point Preserve, which is an absolute gem of a park with hiking, biking, running, fishing, all kinds of outdoor stuff going on there. So, like, as you can see here, these beautiful meadows, forested areas. This part I've got absolutely zero complaints with. In fact, this is exactly the kind of trail system, park area that I've been hoping for in some of my other rides lately. So you can see here, this is exactly, you can hear a woodpecker. This is exactly the kind of thing that I want to see more cities do as they're being built in this area, in this region, and wherever that can happen. But, you know, all of this sort of thing is just being leveled over for homes, which I get, man. People need a place to live. I'm totally supportive of that. But being able to preserve spots like this that people can still get outside and enjoy is also an important part of creating homes and creating a place to live. So by this point, I'm actually in the Oak Point Preserve area. You can see the wildflowers are out. This is some kind of thistle. I think it's a milk thistle. But anyway, it was a real nice morning. We've had a lot of rain, and now we have a lot of heat. But on this particular day, it was probably in the mid 70s when I started on the ride, maybe low 70s.
On your left.
And it heated up throughout the day, but this was a gorgeous day. Here's one of the lake areas there in the Oak Point Preserve, just past some of the hiking trails. Unfortunately, the hiking trails that go through this wooded area are not bike friendly. So I haven't had an opportunity to actually hike them, but some of the pictures I've seen online have been gorgeous. So definitely a place to check out if you're able to get out to this park. And they do a lot of great events here too, including like a balloon festival. Not sure which month that takes place, but I know it's either in the summer or the fall, so that'll be coming up in the next couple of months. But that is a really cool thing, Hot Air Balloon Festival, if you get an opportunity to check that out at some point. So you'll see throughout the ride there were a lot of people out this morning. It was a Tuesday, so I can only imagine how busy it would be on a weekend, but it's just like a little bit of support to show how important these kinds of areas are for people, that even like during the week there's lots of people that are able to get out and enjoy the outdoors. And this is where the Oak Point Preserve ends, and I'm hopping over onto what the sort of main topic of the video was, or the main purpose of the ride was to come back and check out the Bluebonnet Trail again. Now last year when I did the video, I was a little critical of it because it's pretty boring. It's basically, cement path under power lines, and then this portion of it here is the sidewalk area. But it at least is a dedicated trail for riding, walking, etc., which is nice. But with with a couple little sketchy parts where you have to cross streets, or where apartment community driveways are coming out and people don't look very much. But from some of the stuff that I've encountered riding street road around here, that's nothing. And then this is actually the main portion of the Bluebonnet Trail. And the reason that I wanted to come back was because I kind of had a feeling that maybe it was called the Bluebonnet Trail because there would be a bunch of bluebonnets, which is the state flower of Texas. And this is the time of year when you see them blooming. And so I was hoping to get out here and maybe the trail looks a lot different at this time of year versus when I rode it last year. And unfortunately, didn't really see a lot of bluebonnets, but there are quite a few areas where there's some wildflowers, which is nice, which just kind of gives some life to some of these areas with the underneath the power lines. Not the most scenic portion, but I think this is the kind of trail that most cities, or all cities, or a high percentage of cities could dedicate resources to. This is land that otherwise would not be being used for anything, and yet it's able to connect neighborhoods. I passed numerous schools, parks, and from there you could connect to the larger park system at Oak Point and Bob Woodruff, and insert whatever main park area that you're thinking of, or wherever you live. Being able to have access trails that get you safely to those main park areas are so needed, and it keeps us off the road as riders, and keeps everybody safe. And it wasn't just bike riders that were out. The people who live in these neighborhoods were also out just enjoying having a safe place to walk and to walk the dog and whatever they were doing. So even though aesthetically it wasn't the most pleasing, the main cemented trail under the power lines were pretty awesome, because I just really thought about it from the perspective of safety and connectivity, and connecting neighborhoods, connecting people, and so I did have a better impression of it this time. It was a pretty straight ride, not very challenging, but it was nonetheless. If I lived in that area, I would absolutely love it. Check this thing out. Okay, now I'm talking about like municipalities dedicating money to outdoor activities. This is not what I had in mind. It was basically a dude mowing, and then a ride-on blower behind him. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that needs to be in the budget, but hey, whatever, they're making it happen. It looks beautiful out there. Good for them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why people are a little apprehensive about government spending. Anyway, you can see absolutely gorgeous out there. And then I'm back to the main park area here, sort of the central park, if you will. It was a great ride, a great day. I got like 30 miles in, all in. And if you can get 30 miles in, basically, I think sort of maybe like 3.5 or 4 miles of that was, that sidewalk area that was on a street. It was a little sketchy, but nothing compared to what I've been experiencing. I think that's a good day. That's a good ride. And if you can get a couple of those, covered, a couple of those paved trails coming into a main park area like this, you're really reaching so many people, so many neighborhoods, and getting people, off their phone, off the couch, getting them out, feeling good, loving where they live, and anyway, so second impression was a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you tuning in. I would love it if you could like and subscribe. Thanks again for tuning in to Biker Man. I will see y'all out there.